What's a short, clean joke that gets a laugh every time?
What did Yoda say when he saw himself in 1080? HDMI. A pirate walks into a bar with a roll of paper towels balanced in his head. The bartender says, "What's with the paper towels on your head?" The pirate says, "ARRR, I've got a bounty on me head." Why did the blind man fall down into a well? He couldn't see that well. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's really heavy and the other is a little lighter. Two cannibals are eating a clown. One looks over at the other and said, "Does this taste funny to you?" A bridegroom and groom were hanging out in a closet. The bridegroom says to the groom, "We're going to have a little whisk broom." And groom says to the bridegroom, "That's impossible. We haven't even swept together." Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're very good at it. What do John the Baptist and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. I love pie so much, I cut mine into sevenths and eat 22 pieces. Why does Elton John hate baby spinach? Because he's a rocket man. My first time taking an elevator was quite the uplifting experience. Unfortunately, the second time just let me down. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. My chiropractor talks about me behind my back. Did you hear about the fire at the shoe factory? Thousands of souls were lost. Did you hear about the fire at the circus? It was intense. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender asks why the long face. The horse replies, "I have cancer." What do you call a boomerang that when you throw it, it doesn't come back? A stick. My girlfriend broke up with me, so I stole her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back? What's the best time to go to the dentist? 2:30. Why can't you take a test at the zoo? Because there's too many cheaters. In answer to what did you do this weekend? Oh, I tried to teach my dog to dance, but the poor thing's got 2 left feet. My GF broke up with me because she says I'm obsessed with sports. I couldn't believe it. We'd been together for 5 seasons. What did Geronimo shout when he jumped out of a plane? Me. What part of the body dies last? The eyes, because they dilate. This one is obviously meant to be heard and not read, but it's my favorite joke and it was told to me by a 5-year-old over a decade ago. What do you call a fish with no eyes? FSH. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. What did the Pink Panther say when he stood on an ant? Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. What do you call a dog with no legs? Call him whatever you want, he still won't come. What has 8 eyes, 8 hands, and 8 legs? 8 pirates. Whisper to anyone in the office, "Hey, apparently they were saying you sound like an owl." Who? Saw this on a video the other day, worked almost every time. I walked in on my mom wearing nothing but her thong. She yelled at me, "Why are you wearing my underwear?" Why did the turkey cross the road? To prove he wasn't a chicken. Did you hear about the corduroy pillow? It's making headlines. Why is it windy in New Mexico? Because Texas sucks and Arizona blows. What's something that winners always win? Yeah, I don't know either. What do math books wear under their covers? An algebra. What's a pirate's favorite letter? You might think it be R, but every true pirate knows their first love be the C. As a kid, I just loved knock-knock jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Banana, banana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Banana, banana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Banana who? Banana, banana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Orange. Orange who? Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? There's one my pastor found funny. Jesus, Moses, and an old man are playing golf. It's time for Moses to hit the ball. He hits the ball and it lands in the water. Moses parts the water and hits the ball. It lands on the green and rolls into the hole. Now it's time for Jesus to hit the ball. He hits the ball and it lands in the water. Jesus walks on the water and hits the ball. It lands on the green and rolls into the hole. Now it's the old man's turn to hit the ball. He hits the ball. The ball lands in the water. A fish swallows the ball. An eagle swoops down and picks up the fish. The ball pops out of the fish's mouth and it lands on the green and rolls into the hole. Jesus turned to the old man and said, "Will you quit fooling around, Dad, and play some golf?" What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. What's red and smells like blue paint? Red paint. I couldn't figure out where the ball was going. Then, it hit me. Never marry a tennis player, love means nothing to them. When someone asks how are you, I always say like a North Korean, I can't complain. Always gets at least a snicker or two. You hear about the radio antennas that got married? Ceremony sucked, but the reception was great. Knock knock. Who is there? The interrupting cow. The interrupting sea. Moo. I started a dating app business for chickens. It's not my full-time gig, but it does make the hens meet. I got my stepladder out to do the gutters today. My real ladder doesn't talk to me anymore. Why do flamingos stand on one leg? If they didn't, they'd fall in. Heard of the guy who was arrested shoplifting while on the top of 2 vampires? He was charged with shoplifting on 2 counts. What's the difference between in-laws and outlaws? Outlaws are wanted. Personal favorite - 2 Gentile businessmen bump into each other in the street. First one says how's business going? The other one says it's going great. Polar bear walks into a bar. He orders a gin and tonic. Bartender asks what's up with the paws. Polar bear looks down and says what, these? 2 fellas walk into a bar. The next guy ducks. You know when you see ducks flying in a VY, one side is longer than the other. There's more ducks on that side. What did the bra say to the hat? You go on ahead, I'll give these 2 a lift. If they read the Bible, this joke is best in text. Hey, do you need an ark? If so, I know a guy. From Norm Macdonald, chess players think checker players are dumb. But I love playing checkers. Plus, the red ones are tasty. The shovel is a groundbreaking invention. This is my stepladder. I never knew my real ladder. Why do mermaids wear seashells? B shells too small, D shells too big. What's the difference between a light bulb and a pregnant woman? You can unscrew the light bulb. This is a bit longer, but what's a pirate's favorite letter? You might say R, or that they really miss their I, or that their one true love is the sea. But without P, they're irate. Knock knock, who's there? Owl says who I know, said with a straight face and walks away. What's the stupidest animal in the jungle? The polar bear. Wanna hear a joke about pizza? Never mind, it's way too cheesy. Did you hear the one about the magician who drove down the road? He turned into a driveway. I once entered a pun contest. I sent 10 of my best puns in, and was sure one of them would win, but no pun intended. Why are chickens so funny? Buck are oars. Me and my mate used to be part of a limbo team, we go way back. Unfortunately someone stole my limbo trophy, how low can you go? Not sure if this counts, but when I was younger and working for my dad in his shop and we had to do something that was dangerous, he would tell my brother and I, "Be careful now, I don't have time to take you to the hospital." This was a man who climbed up a tree with a chainsaw, was cutting off branches when the saw caught a knot and pushed the saw back into his leg. He went into the shop, grabbed some duct tape, wrapped his leg with it, and went out to finish cutting the branches. After he was done, he went in and my mom saw the blood and was like, "You need to go to the hospital." Doctors said it's a wonder he didn't bleed out. He need a ton of stitches. Why'd the car cross the road? It was an intersection. I like what's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's a little lighter. A Buddhist walks into a sandwich place. The server asks, "What'll it be?" The Buddhist replies, "One with everything." A snake walks into a bar. The bartender asks how the _ did you do that? How do you know the toothbrush was invented in Arkansas? Because anywhere else would have called it a teeth brush. I saw a bunch of blind people eating seafood today. It didn't help. I found a root vegetable in a novel I was reading. I thought, that's a turnip for the books. I spilled petrol on my shirt sleeve when filling up my car, and when I lit my cigarette, my sleeve went up in flames. Police pulled me over and I was charged with possession of a firearm. What do you call a fish with no eyes? FSH. I asked for a section of electrical cable at my local DIY store. They asked for how long? Forever, I replied. My dog has no nose. How does he smell? He doesn't.